So as I said, it is a pleasure for us to present the agenda with all of you. I mean, we will kick off right now at 10, and then we will be within the I4MS talk for 1 hour, more or less. My name is Begoña Sánchez. I'm from Tecnalia. I'm part also of the I4MS team. And then I have the pleasure also to share with you a fantastic panel in which we have Elena Rodriguez from the European Commission. She will be showing us how digital Europe and digital future looks like. And then we will go a bit more into the regions and then seeing, the different digital transformation experiences from regions. Then we have Esteban Pelayo from Eurada, and that he will be setting the scene also, taking or highlighting the role of the ecosystems. And as they are also partners in the project DIH World, Esteban together with Julia will let us know, also a bit more on the project. And then, we have the panel in which we have 3 speakers. Andrea from Simora Regional Development Agency. We also have Volodymyr from Bowie Project, and we have Veronica from DIH for AA, and also from Pomorsky region in Poland. So it is a pleasure for us to launch this I4MS talk, and then we will have some concluding remarks and some discussion if we can, depending on time. And then after the I4MS talk, where we will launch, with the topic and with relevant, ideas, we will go to the dynamic part in which we will work within the working group. And then, so I invite all of you to be creative and to give feedback, because it is very important for us. As you all know for sure, because you know I4MS, the talks and the working groups are our ingredients for improving the project, and also for giving, ideas to provide policy recommendations also to send to the European Commission with a bottom-up perspective. So before we start, as Maria was saying, the talk will be recorded. We will try to be as dynamic as possible, so we will use a Slido in between. We will use Mentimeter, and also we will have a panel, with this with idea board. I also invite you all to put the questions in the chat, to put whatever comment you have in the chat, because this is very important for us. And then we will try to answer as much as we can, but if not, we can also discuss a bit in the discussion. So you are very welcome. We have prepared also a document, for this meeting. Unfortunately, we couldn't share it, but we will share it afterwards. So you will be also having some ideas in written, and you can give us feedback. But before I give the floor to Elena, let me quickly go through I4MS, if I can go to the next slide. Okay, yes. So you know all, I just say 3 slides on how can I participate in I4MS. You know that we have a community, we have a very big community, and we want to become bigger even. So we have 1,500, people already interacting, participating in all our communities. So we invite, for those who are attending the meeting today, to get registered if you are not yet, as I said before, and to make it bigger. And we have also a network of I4MS contact points. These are our, our arms in the different, if I can say it like this, in different regions, in different countries, to try to make I4MS closer to all of you. So we invite you also to become part of our contact points. I will share this presentation, but everything is very well explained in our community and in our webpage. And we also, let me see, And you can also be ambassador for I4MS. So please contact us if you are interested in being our ambassadors. I mean, you have some ideas on what we can offer you through this program, I mean, in the slides, but I mean, you can also, again, get to our webpage and community. So we look forward to see you there also. And as I was saying, one of the main issues of the project, main parts of the project is the working groups, because I mean, within the working groups, we get feedback. I mean, this is very important for us. So we have two main working groups. I mean, one on the best practice as supporting mechanism for digital transformation, and the other one, which is more on the skills. The working group in which we are today, I mean, is more on the best practices and supporting mechanisms on digital transformation, but obviously, I mean, skills is also part of this. So please, I mean, as I said, try to let us know all your ideas. And also to save time, I mean, our next steps is that, I mean, from the I4MS Talk, we go to the working group meeting, and then, I mean, we will leave the board open for you to comment. I mean, my colleagues will explain you better afterwards. The draft report, as I said before, will be available for you for checking on what we are doing, and with all your feedback, this feedback will be translated into the document. I mean, so that, I mean, this is really collaborative what we will be providing. And then, I mean, our results will be, I mean, from this working group will be the basis for further discussions in other working groups and in other events, as the European Week of Regions and Cities that will be in October. And we also hope to see you there, because I4MS will be having I mean, a space to share our experience. So I don't want to take more time from all of you. Thank you for all the ones that are being registered at the moment, and thank you again to all the speakers that will be sharing with us the results. So I have the pleasure to give the floor to Elena Rodriguez from the European Commission, and she will be letting us know, I mean, more information on digitalization. So thank you so much, Elena. Very nice to see you. I give you the floor, and thank you again.
Hello, good morning to everyone. Can you see my screen? Can you see the presentation?
Not yet.
Yes, I can.
I can see it.
I can't. Okay.
Well, can I go ahead if most of you can see it?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, good morning to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Maria for the invitation, so for inviting me to give this short presentation in this working group, and also to Begonia for your introduction. So my name is Helena, and I work in DG Connect in Unit A4, so the unit for the digital transformation of industrial ecosystems. I would like to start by emphasizing the importance of the digital transformation for Europe. Digital transformation is a priority for all the European regions, for all the sectors, for all the size of the companies, SMEs, big companies. Of course, at SMEs, they have a long way or they have much more work to do if you compare with a big organization and more digitalized, of course. And we also want to target the public administration as well. So the European Commission is working on the digital transformation with the purpose to benefit everyone, putting people on first and opening new opportunities also for business. Digital solutions are also key to help to fight climate change and also for the green transitions. So I go for my next slide. So the Commission has published recently a communication called the Digital Compass that I'm sure that you already heard about it. The Digital Compass set the objectives for the targets for 2013 for digital. So what we wanted to mark is where we want to be regarding the digitalization in 2030, so in 9 years. So we use this compass as the base, so to define this digital compass. And we have 4 points as the compass has. And our 4 points identified in this compass, it's the digital skills, the digital infrastructure, the digitalization of business, and the e-government. For these points, so we have identified targets for each point, as you can see here in this table. And for the digitalization of business, so the targets are related with the cloud uptake. So in 2030, as you can see here in the table, the target is to have 75% of the companies so being in the cloud. The same for the big data and for artificial intelligence. So the aim is to have 75% of the entities so using artificial intelligence and big data. As you can see here, so the aim is very ambitious, because now on average we have 20% only. So the baseline is around 20% for these three topics. So it's a big improvement that we want to reach. So the fourth, you see here, the fourth point is the increase to 90% of the SMEs that should have at least the basic level of digital intensity. You see now that according with the last study, it's 61% of the SMEs in Europe have this basic level of digital intensity. So we see here an important role, or an important role for the European Digital Innovation Hubs to help so on this digitalization of business. So, and now I want to present you some numbers so about the European Digital Innovation Hubs and where we are in terms of the evaluation and how we are in terms of the pre-selection at the national levels, that we are working with the member states since end of 2009, end of 2020, sorry. So currently we have 337 candidates, EDIHs, already selected by the countries, and 27 countries has already pre-selected their candidates. So you see that the national calls are almost finished, and we have so most of the regions covered with candidates, EDIHs, and we don't know if all these or what will be the EDIHs that will be selected in the European call. So we have 337 that they were proposed by the countries, but then we will select around 200 that will be funded with the funds coming from the digital program. So, but you can see here from these numbers, the statistics that we have. So, for example, for the specialization, we have 211 EDIHs that will be focused on artificial intelligence. Then you have 95 in HPC and 137 in cybersecurity. I want to say here that, of course, at one EDIH, they can have identified that they are focused on one of more than one specialization, of course. Then you see here other digital technologies also identified, like automation, big data, blockchain, cloud, etc. So, and then also the sectors. You have agri-food, automotive, construction, health, public sector. So you can see here that a lot, or we can say most of the sectors in Europe, they are covered, or they will be. So, because you know that we will start this year the process to open the European call and to select the European Digital Innovation Hubs. So here I want to show you so the catalog that I'm sure that you know already, the catalog, but just to to stress or to highlight here the importance of the catalog, so developed by GRC, that it's so it's mapped here in this catalog all the candidates, EDIHs candidates. So here you have all the entities that will be able to participate in the European call that will open this year. And I think this catalog, this map is very important to work on the networking between EDIHs. So if I have an SME and I need to know what are the EDIHs or the DIHs as well in my region that can help me to test one new technology, whatever I need. So I can go here in this map, because this catalog is available to everyone, and you can search by country, you can search by technology, by sector, and you can find all the information that you need. You'll find the email addresses of the people and the name of the entities, of course. And I think this tool is very useful for to build this network, that it's really important at the level of all the Europe, and to help regions that are less developed, that need specific knowledge in one technology that doesn't have. They can try to find help in another region from another EDIH. So I finish here my short presentation. I just want to leave you with some links, very important links, where you can find all the information about the European Digital Innovation Hubs. You have here all the links. I just want to highlight, so this link here that you have for the webinars on the different topics that we are organizing in my unit some webinars for some different topics related, all of them with the European Digital Innovation Hubs, and you have all of them were recorded, and you find all the information in this link. And I would also to inform you that we have a newsletter that I would like to ask you to subscribe to this newsletter if you want to receive more information about the European Digital Innovation Hubs, if you want to be invited for the new webinars that we are organizing. You need to subscribe to this new newsletter. Okay, I've finished here my presentation. Thanks a lot, and I'm available for any question that you might have. So I will stay here and listen to the rest of this talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elena. Thank you for this interesting information. I mean, now, I mean, we have a nice breaking exercise. So, Xavier, would you like to share it on the Mentimeter on the chat, or? Hello.
Hi, Begoña. Yeah, I'm going. Yes, I'm going to share briefly one link in the chat. It's a link to Mentimeter, and I would like you to tell us what country are you coming from today. And now I'm going to share. Okay. Could you please write which country are you coming from today? Well, I can see that you are filling the Mentimeter.
Thank you.
Great. And then Greece. Greece was already in the beginning, so someone has started in the beginning to fill this. Romania, Poland, Croatia, Bulgaria. No more countries. We have Czechia. We have Czechia there. 3, Italy, Luxembourg, yeah, Bulgaria, Croatia, Czechia. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 countries. Okay, so yeah, Portugal. It's also Portugal, but you haven't Anna. Sorry, you haven't written it in Mentimeter. Yeah. Germany, yeah, Andrea. Okay. The idea was trying to write it here, okay, in the Mentimeter. And now I'm going to ask you another question. And the other question is about what kind of ecosystem player do you represent? So if you go to Mentimeter, you will see now six options, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 options, 8 options, really. So maybe innovation actions, regional governments, regional development agencies, DIHs or candidate EDIHs, manufacturing, SMEs, technology suppliers, and other. And I have made a little mistake there with option 8. So no one of you, I guess, is option 8. So as we can see here, most of you are DIH, digital innovation hubs, or candidate digital innovation hubs. And then there are quite a high share of regional governments today with us. Okay, we have also quite other types of stakeholders here present. So this was all for my part, Begoña. So we can go on and give the floor to the next speaker. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. This gives us really a nice picture of all of you. So thank you for this. And then I give the floor to Esteban from Eurada. Hello, Esteban.
Sorry, we can hear you, Esteban.
Yes, sorry.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm going to try to help you to draft the policy recommendation afterwards as a keynote speaker. And as well, my colleague Julia is going to present you a very interesting opportunity that we have in the framework of the DH World project that I think is very, very relevant. We both are from the European Association of Development Agencies. I think this is an interesting event for us and for the regional economic practitioners, because help us to be more connected with I4MS and other ICT and other technology-based projects. In principle, we are difficult to enter and to participate. I hope, and this is my main outcome of this project or this meeting, is that we will be able to help you to establish bridges among regional authorities and these projects that are very, very advanced in technology, and I hope that we will help you to have even a greater impact. So my presentation is about the ecosystem. We all know that there are different places in Europe that perform better than others, and do that systematically. What happened in those places that whatever happens, whenever initiative is coming, they go well, and it is very relevant if you consider, for example, the European Digital Innovation Hub that are being launched nowadays. So how regions could benefit better from this initiative? We have experience from Industry 4.0 that was created in Germany in 2011, 2012. Some regions, everybody in the regional authorities established to promote Industry 4.0 and the digitalization of manufacturing companies. But later, some perform better than others. What are the conditions that we have in our ecosystem to work better than others? I have included there a map, a very recent map. It was published yesterday by the European Commission. It's the Regional Innovation Scoreboard. It's about innovation in general, not only about the digitalization, but I think it provides you how the different ecosystems are working. And during the lifetime of the Regional Innovation Scoreboard, there have been changes in different regions and as well in digitalization. There are many opportunities, and now regional economic practitioners are in a crucial crossroad. Following the exit of the coronavirus crisis, in the framework of the crisis, we have to decide where to invest and how in order to facilitate the competitiveness of our companies in the internal market. These decisions are very clear. Everybody speaks about sustainability, the Green Deal, digitalization, but really how we implement that. The people who implement better, that from my point of view are the people, the ecosystem that are more working together with a common vision, will be the ones that get the full benefit of the internal market. Because even if we are friends and we are connecting all of Europe, don't forget that the benefit of the market, or the internal market, and the almost free flow of goods and services is what matters for companies, and is where they will work. Here, I have prepared a kind of 6 questions that I think are the main challenge that have the ecosystem and where we could work, and as regional authorities and as well as participants. The first one is awareness. We have to work in the awareness. We are doing a lot about that, but still there are room to do. From my experience, whenever a company sees a competitor or someone very close to them working and improving with digital transformation, is the best way to show them things. And there are many experience, and regional authorities are working a lot on that. Begoña spoke before about the skills, which is one of the working group. There is always a lack of skills. We are not talking only about ICT people developing things, but as well how to upgrade the skills of the workers in the companies. And we are going to have a very interesting presentation from Simora that all the digital innovation hub and the gaming industry that you are going to have later, the origin was skills. So how they improve the skills on their territory, in a rural territory, then she will explain better. Another issue where we could have and where the ecosystem work well is when there is an innovation, how easy they reach the market, how we facilitate the collaboration between the more advanced innovation and early adopter. And we know that there is a specific tools in some territories where we match ICT companies with big corporations in order to work together, in order to apply solution for them. As well, funding is an issue. So we have to be more innovative. The money is cheap now. Even sometimes you have to pay to the bank in order to help them to keep the money for us. So there is enough money. However, this money doesn't flow to innovation. Maybe there is something about risk where we have to work. Another issue which is for me important, and from the European Association we see many places, is how the cohesion of the ecosystem works. How is the vision developed well, and how we help people to work in this ecosystem better. For that reason, it is needed to have interface entities like cluster or like the development agencies that facilitate the collaboration between the different actors. We are not talking only about the economic one, as well the knowledge one are very important. So interface actor from the academia to the companies like the Technology Institute, like Technalia, or other interface, the licensing office from the universities. And as well, we need specific policies to support manufacturing companies to take the full advantage of digitalization. We cannot be shy, and we should demand and request SME-specific policies because there are SME needs that should be addressed. Solutions, there are many, and we will discuss later. For me, very relevant, the governance. We need to participate in all the forums and to make a coherent and cohesive common vision in a territory, having all the strategies. We have innovation strategy, growth strategy, digital strategy, now sustainability strategy. All of them should be aligned, and all of them should mobilize all the assets in a territory. As well, funding and mentorships are very interesting tools to supply a close support to companies, the training, and the interface entities that I told you before to provide access to physical and virtual technology platforms. We never should forget the knowledge and the capacity of mobilizing very innovative solutions in order to supply very disruptive technologies and how to implement in SMEs and big corporations. So this is, I hope, an inspiring presentation from my side. And now my colleague Julia is going to present you something more specific. Even the inspiring will be for the position paper that we aim to prepare from the regional point of view, but we have something specific for you that will be presented by Julia.
Thank you so much, Esteban, and thank you to everyone to being here. First of all, I would like to give you a brief overview of the project, the DIH World Project, which aims to accelerate the uptake of advanced digitalization technologies in manufacturing SME across Europe. As you can see on the map on the right side, you can see that we are 27 DIHs across Europe, and we are 5 partners, core partners, in which Eurada is one of them. From the project, we expect an increased number of DIHs during the whole process of the project. Regarding about the open call, the objective is to select 35 innovative experiments across Europe, integrating digital technologies in the processes, products, or services of manufacturing SMEs. All the applications about all the sectors in manufacturing are more than welcome, but we are more focused on wood, food products, construction, and maritime. The main objective of this open call is to create consortiums, being one part the SME and the other part the DIH world, the DIHs across Europe. Regarding the budget, as you can see on the screen, is up to 95,000 per experiment, and is distributed the 30% the maximum for the DIH, which means 28,500 for the DIH, and the rest for the SME. It's also important to underline the key dates, because the deadline is the 15th of July and for submitting the proposal. And the proposal is quite easy, because you have to write the maximum 10 pages showing, exposing the implement, excellence, and impact of the project. That's all from my side.
Okay.
Sorry, I would like to share with you the link about the project, because it's important that maybe you can take a look. Wait 1 second. Okay, you can take a look at the guide for applicants, because you have all the information there. And if you have any questions, you can write me, write Esteban, or write Eurada.
You have there the email address and our mobile phone. So don't hesitate to call us, because the deadline is in 3 weeks. Even if you have to write 10 pages maximum, it could be challenge and to understand and so on. So don't hesitate to call us. We are going to approve more than 30 projects of 95,000 euros for a consortium between an SME and a digital innovation hub. And if you make the numbers, 30% of 95,000 is about 28,000. So we will be very pleased to help you and to integrate your digital innovation hub in the community of the DIH world. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you, Esteban. Thank you, Julia. Thank you so much. And also, don't hesitate to send the best practice you find in your innovation actions to I4MS. We are here also to help and to disseminate. So now we go quickly to the second, let's say, ice-breaking, but this one is more on thinking. I mean, so I pass the floor to Ezequiela for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Begoña. Okay, so before we start with the next session, which is the panel with our experts, with our regional experts, we would like to ask you 2 questions. You will see in the chat link to a Slido panel in which we ask you to please rank some challenges. Esteban has introduced a little bit the challenges that we have in mind, so we would like to ask you directly about what are your concerns. So please, if you go to the link and you can rank the options. Okay. We still don't have many answers, but well, at the moment it seems that the support to manufacturing SMEs is the main concern. Then we see that the awareness is also very important. the collaboration with the ecosystem, skills, the funding, and to reach to the market. In any case, you can still answer within the next minute, so we can have a wider picture. And now I would also like to share with you the second question, to be in the chat, so we can see what is your opinion about the challenges while you're looking for mechanisms. I see that nobody has answered yet. Maybe you need some time to reflect. But in any case, we will have time in the next section to talk about all these things and to analyze and to get your feedback as well. So
Yes.
Well, I don't see any answer yet, but well, this will be open, so you can answer within the next session. And well, I give the floor to our next speaker, Andrea from Simora, please.
Hi. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to present Simora and Digital Innovation Hub Pismo, and greetings from very hot Croatia. Today at 36 Celsius, so we are melting a little bit, but it's summer. So I'm going to talk about Simora and DIH Pismo and the work that we are doing last 4.5 years in digital transformation in our region. So please, the next slide. So the Simora is regional development agency in central part of Croatia, founded in 2006. We are mainly doing EU projects, but also all other projects. And the other main aspect of our work is work with SMEs. We are located in vicinity of our capital Zagreb, and it's one of the biggest counties or regions in Croatia, mainly rural, and we are bordering with Bosnia and Herzegovina. So we have launched one of the biggest initiative in 2016. It's called Sisak Moslavina County, a center of gaming industry. The next slide, please. Why? Because at one point we had unemployment rate above 30%. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. Currently, the unemployment rate is still high, but it's 19%. The highest number of unemployed people are people with vocational schools, and 57% are women. What are our biggest challenges? To innovate lifelong learning, to include vulnerable groups on labor market, and to introduce some other programs in educational system. Basically, Sisak Moslavina County was industrial county. We had oil companies, we had metal processing companies, chemical, petrochemical, food processing, and those were industries that employed about 10 or 15,000 people each. Those industries collapsed in the 90s, basically when the war in Croatia happened and the privatization. So we remained with skilled workforce, and the small entities and small SMEs barely surviving in these parts. So we came up with this idea and the initiative, and it has to do with the gaming. In these first months and the year when we started this project, everybody was talking about this like a fairy tale or a crazy idea, because it was we had no digital technologies at all, so we were pushing gaming, so it was like unheard at this time. But from then up till now, we had made a big success. So please, the next slide. Our project has several steps. One is to build infrastructure, and we have built 2 buildings of DIH PISMA, or Business Incubator PISMA. We have pushed the free English language workshops in kindergartens, workshops in elementary and secondary schools in our county. We have created game development educations. We have financial support of startups, and we have introduced a new secondary school curriculum for gaming development technician. And the last step is development of a gaming campus. Why those steps? We feel that the infrastructure is not enough. Of course, it's not enough. So we started with the children and with high school and elementary, high school, and then students, and then unemployed people, just to make a skilled workforce that is needed and wanted here in our county and in Croatia in general. The next slide, please. So the first step was building of the Business Incubator PISMA. We have received funds from the European Regional Fund, around 3 million euros, and the CIMERA was the beneficiary of this project, and we have created 2 buildings. You see, please, the next slide. You can see these buildings were looking really old and neglected. So we have made 2 buildings. One is with 20 offices, and it's primarily offices for the gamers and people working here, startups. And the other building is co-working space for the practices and researchers and everything else. So we have lots of equipment for the gaming, for the music industry, film industry. Of course, we have a small part for the metal processing industry, because we are not trying to distinguish our industry, just to help them to become digitally transformed. So the 2 main focus in the beginning were game development and metal industry, but during this time we have introduced also other sectors, and I will be talking about this a little bit later. So the next slide, please. The second step was free English learning lessons in kindergartens. So we have introduced one special application in kindergarten, so the children can learn from the early age, and those workshops are started in 2017. The next slide, please. The second one were gaming educations in elementary and secondary schools. So those were informal educations for the pupils, and we have a lot of participants. Pupils were very interested. The education was of course adjusted to their needs, and those educations are conducted from time to time every year in every high school in Sisak Moslavina County. The next slide, please. These game development educations are pretty much the most important part of our project, because through those educations we are creating workforce, skilled workforce. We have consortium, Simora and Pismo and Croatian Employment Service and our Ministry of Economy, and we have created a program of 6 months, and the groups are 20 people in one group, and they learn Unity. And the other group is also 20 people. They learn Blender, both programs for gaming, one for graphics and one for programming. While they are here in our business incubator Pismo, they are receiving minimal Croatian wage and travel expenses, so they can be without any worries in these educations. And after that, they are free to open a business or get employed by a gaming company in Croatia or in Europe. Currently, 5th generation is attending. More than 150 people have passed through these educations, and the next generation is starting in September. So approximately every generation, half of them starts a new business. The next slide, please. Of course, when they are finished with educations, and if they want to start a business, we have created financial support. Of course, those support are basically on regional level, but it's enough for them to survive the first year, because as you know, gamers need to work on development of their video games and then maybe have some profit from them. So we have several financial support. Croatian Employment Service, Sisak Moslavina County and town Novska, where Pismo is located, gives them financial support. Currently 49 startups, but I think yesterday was 2 new, so we are now over 50 new startups founded in the incubator of Pismo. The next slide, please. So the game development technician is the new curriculum that we have introduced in the 2 high schools in Croatia. This work for this curriculum was very, very heavy, and we have invested a lot of works of every employee of Simora. And the curriculum started 2 years ago in Sisak in technical school, and we have 20 or 22 pupils attending, and we had 250 interested pupils. And then year after, high school Novska started also with 22 pupils. Plan is then to introduce a 5-year higher education program, but I will talk about this later. So the next slide, please. And this is our last step, and let's say now the business is getting serious. We are now creating technical documentation for the gaming campus. This project is a strategic project of Republic of Croatia, and we are hoping to start with it the next year. It's basically business incubator, business accelerator, e-sport arena, faculty for the 50 students in every year for gaming development, and student and pupils dormitory, because in the Sisak Moslavina County there is no space for students and pupils if they want to study in some other town beside their own. Of course, the gaming campus will also have usual sporters, conference halls, restaurant, and everything else. The value of this project is more than 50 million euros. Okay, the next slide. So for the last part, Pismo is also a digital innovation hub and is one of the 4 Croatian candidates for the European Digital Innovation Hubs. And we are really looking forward to this call and to work on this project application. Focus of our hub is artificial intelligence, and with the gaming and blockchain as our sectors. Basically, we want to become one-stop shop for private and public sector, encouraging them to use digital technologies in their businesses. We have created a strong consortium, and we are working strongly to connect with other digital innovation hubs in Europe. So we hope it will be a successful work. The next slide, please. So this was everything from me. If you need any information, here are our emails and our web pages. And of course, if you have a chance to come to Croatia to our Digital Innovation Hub Pismo, so that we can show you how we work and what we do with SMEs here, you are most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Andrea. I mean, I give the floor to Volodymyr. I know that we are already a bit short of time, but thank you, Volodymyr.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, thank you, and great to see all of you here today. And during the next 10 minutes, I will talk about the BOVI project. And I think that it targets more majority of challenges that you answered during the questionnaire in the beginning of today's session. And BOVI is the it's called boosting digital innovation in Europe. And the key idea of the BOVI project is to build the interregional corridors to support the digitalization and digital transformation processes around Europe. Can you see another slide now?
Yes.
Yes. And the key concept of BOVI is the building the corridors between different regions around Europe. We know that digital transformation and digitalization processes are different all around Europe. Some regions are more mature in the process, and they have quite developed experience in this process. And other regions, primarily in the Eastern European countries, they are less developed, and they need some upskilling, some experience to foster the process, to fasten the overall process. And the key concept of BOVI is the building corridors between these two types of regions, regions where digitalization and smart anything everywhere and I4MS technologies are well developed, and regions where these technologies are underrepresented and need to develop further. How we are doing all the process, we are one of the key elements to establish the corridors between regions is experiments we are using to match on the one side mature DIH in the mature region, and developing DIH in the region where technologies are underrepresented, and through technology transfer experiments together with SMEs. Again, we are trying to use all different stakeholders, SMEs, DIHs, regional authorities, to involve them in the experiment process and to have very practical showcases in the end of the experiments, and to build an ecosystem by integration of all these different players within the experiment creation. What the value we are creating, because digital transformation is not only about technologies, it's again about ecosystem, it's about business side of the process, it's about education, and of course about technology. That's why in our project, we are trying to create a value through all these parts of digitalization, digital transformation process, and to create the services and activities for all this, for all the spur parts of digital transformation. Reference architecture for the corridors, again, we have 5 building blocks that includes culture, mission, finance, of course, the regional governance, the participation, and we create then actions between different DIHs, between mature DIHs and developed DIHs to support the digital transformation, to fasten all the process through, as it was mentioned during the previous slide, different part of digital transformations, business, technology, education, and so on. And at the same time, we are taking into account the local specifics of specific regions, including culture, and applying this to have the to increase the success of such experiments. And during the project, we already created 5 types of interregional collaboration. And it's great. It's starting from IC1 level, from the first level to 5 level. And the first level is a casual. It's opportunistic. It's based on the individual contacts. And then we create in the system how to how to create a next level of collaboration between regions, between regional authorities, between stakeholders in the region, and how to increase the level of cooperation between the regions from IC1 as very first level casual one to IC5, which will be the synchronized. And here you can see the kind of the lifetime of this cooperation, from the initiation of the cooperation through growth, maturity, and consolidation of activities between 2 regions on and of course best practices sharing and so on increasing the overall level of digital transformation in developing regions, and consolidation of activities between 2 regions. Here you can see concrete action steps of phase 1. For if you're starting from IC1 and then you move to IC2, you can see the very concrete steps of the region, of stakeholders involved in the project that should be developed to go through from IC1 to IC2. And to increase the overall level of cooperation, of interregional collaboration between regions in digitalization and digital transformation process. Applying widening in practice, applying BOVI to the regions. Currently, we have BOVI community in 15 countries already. Majority of countries, again, they located in the Eastern Europe, and you can see the list here. During the next open calls for mature hubs that will take place at the end of this year, we will increase. We believe that we will even increase the number of countries. So the ecosystem, the whole network of different DIHs, of SMEs, of regional authorities will increase, and take into account the growth number of different stakeholders, the value of the whole network will also increase. Why interregional collaboration is important? Because during this process we are targeting many very key needs of the regions. By collaboration, by the work in the project, it's much easier for the regions to have access to lead in the edge technologies and increase the sustainability in the European level. We are trying and implementing new business models and new business opportunities between the markets, and increase the overall innovation activities between different regions. We apply good practices from developed regions and then transfer them to the regions where digital transformation still is in the process and needs some support. We increase the synergies between and cooperation of and complementarities between the regions. So we again increase this cross-border collaboration and technology and knowledge exchange between them. Also, with help of such a project, we create the pan-European value chains to increase the overall competitiveness of European Union industry, and of course, we increase the impact of public funding to avoid the unnecessary duplication of the investment on the infrastructure or investment that accepted for European Union funds. In the project, the BOVI project, we are going much beyond the state-of-the-art in structural collaboration, because currently, in majority of cases, it's about incidental collaboration, not structural ones. And in BOVI, we are going to build the structural collaboration between the regions and create a sustainable network, sustainable ecosystem of proto hubs, of SMEs, of regional authorities to make this process continuous and to support this digital transformation process in the long run, in the long process. In this model, everyone wins. You can see here that local DIHs, governments, SMEs, and mature DIHs through different strong points. For example, access to new markets, or access to international experts, or access to infrastructure. All of them can see their value. All the stakeholders can see their value, and will receive this value by participation in the project. Widening approach of the BOVI, we are building it on three big building blocks. It's experience exchange again, it's community building and whole ecosystem building, and it's a sustainable business model development. And if you speak about experience exchange, it's about cross-border collaboration, support of the local hubs to become the leaders in the digital transformation and digitalization process in their regions, and to support from their side to SMEs, then so they know how to support SMEs in the best possible way in the digital transformation journey. If you speak about community building, then we're creating the strong ecosystem of different players. We established the shared space where different, again, DIHs and players may find the synergies and partnership between them, and and through this way they can access to the markets and also EU-funded initiatives. And if we speak about the business model, it's very important because we want to have a sustainable network. So we are experimenting about around the possible business models. We're validating them. And also we're working on the introduction of the networks, different kind of network services for the DIHs, member subscription, commercial fees, blended finance accelerators, and so on, to again have the whole network very sustainable and increase the chance that it will even grow in the future and support the digital transformation process in Europe and around different regions in Europe in the long run. It was a short presentation about BOVI. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. If you want to see and get more information about BOVI, you can reach us through BOVI Network EU website, and also you will have a possibility to connect with us there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now, Veronica.
Okay, I hope you see the presentation.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so before we begin, please excuse me, but I will have to turn off the camera because I have the unstable internet connection, and I hope it will just help a little bit. And the second thing, I have only 10 minutes, so if you have any questions or something becomes not understandable, please don't hesitate to ask on chat or after the presentation. So my name is Veronika Recław. I'm an organizational specialist at the Digital Innovation Hub at DIH for AI. I'm also the Vice President at Robotics Association SCALP. Today I was supposed to represent the Digital Innovation Hub, but due to discussions before the event, we've agreed that I will also briefly present the association SCALP. And why is that? I will explain in my presentation. So about the hub, our regional digital innovation hub is an entity operating under the program of the Ministry of Development for the years 2019-21. This particular hub is operating till the 15th of November this year, but we're currently looking for other financial opportunities, so we'll actually see what the future brings. There are 5 currently working hubs under the given program in Poland. So as you can see, it's a quite new hub network. The association SCALP began, on the other hand, operating in 2015. And it grew out of a scientific community located till 2014 on Gdańsk University of Technology. Both entities are located in Gdańsk in the north of Poland, and why the presentation is actually about both of them? Well, mainly because despite their different operational mechanism, they approach, they share the same goal: to support SMEs in the process of digital transformation. So about the hub, there are different approaches. As I observed the digital innovation hubs in Europe, I will present the one that we have. First of all, we organize courses and training in the field of mainly AI. We present the case studies, we advise. Our hub has an e-learning platform on which you can find free of charge courses. Secondly, we provide servers designed specifically for AI solutions. The beneficiaries can avoid high cost of renting the computing power. We also have 2 laboratories. The first one is a prototyping lab, open workshop space for quick prototyping. You can find here 3D printers, lasers, CNC machine, etc. And the second one is a living lab. It's a lab equipped with servers, with modern workstations. It's dedicated strictly to AI training. Next one, we're responsible for organizing conferences, hackathons, and monthly meetups. The topics cover technical, business, and legal issues in terms of Industry 4.0. The aim of our events is to raise awareness on the importance of the transformation, but also to work over solutions that later can be implemented in companies. And the last of our areas of our services, we offer consulting services, including creation of a transformation plan, or roadmap for the companies in accordance with the ADMA methodology. To talk about numbers, since the 1st of April of this year, we provided the ADMA scans for about 30 companies. We advised around 60 companies, and we provide prototyping services or the computing power to around 10 of them. When talking about our courses or trainings and events, it's around 800 companies or individuals since 2020. So to talk about the Robotics Association SCALP, as I said before, there are some similarities between the 2 entities. The association also provides training and courses from mainly in the field of automation and robotics. You can find online trainings on our YouTube channel. The easiest way to get there is to scan the QR code you can see on the presentation. The practical ones take place in our fully equipped robotic lab, where we also provide, as before, invest services through our in-house experts. We organize events in terms of automation and robotics for companies, as well as for individuals. And SCALP also offers consulting services, let's say the same as our DIH, so it's all in accordance with the ADMA methodology. You can see on the next slide some of our constructions or events that we attended. So to summarize a little bit, what are our observations? The conclusions in both organizations are quite similar. We can see growing support for manufacturing SMEs to take fully advantage of digital transformations. The entrepreneurs are increasingly seeking for services offered by hubs. And why? First, because we educate about the importance of the change. And secondly, I think it's also because we try to give an unbiased opinion. When talking about the challenges that are more important for digital transformation, in our region, I think it's still the awareness on the importance of the process, the change of thinking, showing what are the advantages. Well, lately we could hear, for example, from one of the companies, why should they change? Why should they transform? What's the advantage? Because for them, well, why not just employ more people? Why not go in this direction? So it's still a process to make. And I also listed here the lack of funding is not necessarily a problem. What I meant is that we were worried while starting the hub about the lack of appropriate public funding and difficulties with the investments. But as we can see now, in most cases, funding is not a problem when the companies are fully aware of the advantages of transformation. And additionally, in many cases, it's possible to receive support in the form of public grants. What is important, as the colleagues before me said, the exchange of experience and complementation of the competences among DIHs or the future EDIHs, or even between the companies, is really necessary to provide the full services for our beneficiaries. And the last one of our observations for now, on the plus side, we are impartial. We do not represent the interests of a particular company. And I think this inspires confidence that the opinion is given objectively, and companies are more keen to actually come to us and seek for help. So thank you for your attention, and feel free to contact me through email or through our site. As hub, we also offer help to other hubs or future hubs to define opportunities, threats, to share our know-how, to train. So feel free to just write.
Thank you so much, Veronica. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you all the panelists. I don't know if you have any question or not, but as we are running out of time, I mean, I think we better use the time of our working group in the next session, and then questions can be already discussed also there.